If you're an autistic husband and you genuinely care about your marriage, but it still feels like things keep going sideways, this video is for you. Maybe you've thought, well, I'm trying, but it never seems to be enough, or every emotional conversation becomes a problem, or I don't even know what she wants from me. I feel like I keep getting blamed no matter what I do. Okay, and maybe the most frustrating part is this. Of course, you're not trying to fail. You're trying to make it work, but the harder you try, the more confusing it becomes. Now, if that sounds familiar, stay with me here for a minute because I want to explain what's really happening. Most men think the issue is one of these: communication, emotions, personality differences, trying harder. Now, those things do matter, but they're usually not the core problem. The real issue is often this: you're reacting to moments without understanding the pattern underneath those moments. So here's what the pattern can look like. Your wife expresses frustration. You experience it as criticism, pressure, or emotional overload. Your nervous system reacts. You defend yourself, you shut down, you argue facts, you withdraw, or you get blunt. Then she feels more unheard. Now she escalates to be understood, and then you feel more overwhelmed, and now both of you feel disconnected. Now, that pattern repeats itself over and over and over until both of you are sick of one another. But this doesn't mean the marriage is doomed. It means no one ever showed you the mechanics of what's happening. Now, let's look at why normal relationship advice fails ASD men. A lot of relationship advice says, well, communicate better, be more vulnerable, or listen more, show empathy, or connect with her at a deep emotional level. Okay, those ideas are fine, but they miss one huge issue. If your nervous system is in defense mode, you can't use those skills. When your brain feels attacked, overwhelmed, confused, or cornered, you are not operating from your best self. You're operating from survival mode, and that's why many men say, I know what I should do, I just can't do it in the moment. Exactly. That's the gap I'm going to try to close with the Advanced Men's Masterclass. Okay? What is the Advanced Men's Masterclass? Okay, it's specifically designed for autistic men in neurodiverse marriages. It teaches you how to understand what's happening inside you, inside the relationship, and inside conflict in real time. And here's what we're going to be working on. In week 1, we're going to talk about how to stay in conversations without shutting down, exploding, or disappearing. In week 2, we're going to talk about how your thoughts create emotional reactions and how to stop believing your first negative interpretation. In week 3, we're going to talk about how to understand what your wife is feeling beneath the words and respond to that. In week 4, we're going to talk about how to interpret fight, flight, freeze, shut down, defensiveness, and overwhelm during conflict. In week 5, we're going to talk about how to prevent escalation before it starts by changing your emotional trajectory early. And in week 6, we're going to talk about how to stop depending on her reactions, approval, or mood in order to feel steady. Now, that last one is huge. Let's talk about what leadership actually means, because we're going to be looking at leadership in this Advanced Men's Masterclass, and I want to be very clear about this. Leadership in this course does not mean dominance. It does not mean controlling your wife. It does not mean being the alpha. It means staying regulated under pressure, remaining thoughtful when emotions rise, not collapsing when criticized, not escalating when triggered, responding in ways that stabilize the relationship. That's the leadership I'm talking about. A lot of men think strength means intensity. No, no, no. In marriage, strength often looks like steadiness. Now, let's talk about what changes when men learn this. When men begin applying these tools, they often notice fewer escalated arguments, more confidence in emotional conversations, less defensiveness, quicker recovery after conflict, less confusion about what's happening, more internal calm, stronger boundaries without aggression. And guess what? D&T wives often notice more consistency, less reactivity, better listening, more emotional safety, less chaos and conflict. Not because you became neurotypical, but because the pattern changed. Now, here's an important warning. Listen, I want to say this very clearly. If you join something like this only to get certain reactions from your NT wife, you will be disappointed because you can't control her response. This course is not about manipulating her into approval. It's about helping you become more stable, clear, and capable. And ironically, when men stop chasing reactions and start building character, the relationship improves. Now, if you're tired of guessing, if you're tired of repeating the same conflict cycle, if you know you care but don't always know how to show it effectively, if you want a real framework instead of vague advice, then the Advanced ASD Men's Masterclass is going to be exactly what you need. Now, this is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the version of you that can handle marriage with more wisdom, steadiness, and skill. Now, if that speaks to you, check the link below in the description area. It's also pinned in the comment section. I'll see you in the Advanced Masterclass. Don't be late.